Welcome to the Talking Diaries podcast featuring Dr. Louis Koster with John Kremer.
I like that. Later on in your diary, you say that all ambition to be someone is absolute nonsense, and that I find peace in knowing that I don't have to be someone. And I think that that's all part of the same thing you've just been talking about is that you don't have to be anyone. You can just be who you are. And some of us might think of that as a risk, but the reality is it's not a risk at all because it is what you are.
Yes. So yeah. And what the mind is all about is to make me perceivable, so that what you are is defined, and but there is no life in it. It's again, it is a simulation of being. It is not the real thing, so to speak. So so in that sense, to be takes courage. Yep. So yeah. So because you, like when you are aligned with the unmanifested, life unfolds. There is no certainty. There is no memory won't do you any good. It There is no room for that. You got to work it out in the moment. But that's where you find excitement, where you find adventure, where you find discovery, where you find where you are yourself.
And that's certainly worth a little risk.
I just want to say one thing about it. It's so interesting. So it is as if we are talking two different languages. um, when we speak to these phenomena, you see this idea of taking a risk. Who is saying that? Who is talking? That is the mind. So from the perspective of the mind, you're taking a risk. Well, of course, because you're stepping out of its reality. So the mind can't perceive a reality beyond itself. And that is the reality of being, which has nothing to do with the mind. So that would be then another language, that is the language of being versus the language of the mind. And so so the mind gives you these interpretations, but and that's how we talk about it. But in fact, it is from the perspective of the mind. When you were to say, "Oh, you take a risk," while in fact in being there is no risk. How is it risky to be yourself?
So, on the level of the mind, it takes courage, it's risky. But in the reality of being, there's no such thing.
It may be unfamiliar. You could say it is unfamiliar to be. Well, yes. Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Talking Diaries podcast featuring Dr. Louis Koster. For more information, check out louiskoster.com /talking diaries and subscribe to the Talking Diaries YouTube channel. Also, check out louiskoster.com /quiz and take the free quiz to discover more about yourself.